Attorney General. I want to start out with some thank yous for the amazing group of individuals and teams that helped us get to where we are today. Chief among them, Governor Gavin Newsom, and Gustavo Velasquez, Director of the California Department of Housing and Community Development. You will hear from both of them momentarily. I also want to acknowledge the members of my office's Housing Justice team, which I'm very proud of, has been very active, very aggressive in enforcing existing law. Some are here today. Others couldn't be here in person, but I want to mention them and thank them. I know I'm embarrassing them because they don't do it for the recognition, but I want to recognize them for their great work that helped get us here today and to many of our other resolutions with other cities who are breaking the law. Senior Legal Analyst Jennifer Adame, Deputy Attorney General Matthew Struhar, Supervising Deputy Attorneys General David Pye and Christina Bull-Arndt, and Special Assistant Attorney General Alex Fish. We have a great team, proud of the work that we're doing, and we are here today to announce the results of some of that work. The end to a lawsuit we filed against the city of Elk Grove more than a year ago after the city illegally denied a new proposed housing project. And let me be clear, they should have approved it. We shouldn't be here today. It shouldn't have taken this long. There should have been 66 units approved almost 2 years ago. And they had many opportunities to come within compliance of the law and refused to. And so one of our messages today is whether you are Huntington Beach or Elk Grove or Woodside or Pasadena, whatever city you are, you have a duty and an obligation to follow the law of the state of California. We will remind you what it is. We hope you will comply when we point that out. But if you don't, we will sue you, we will take you to court, and you will comply, one way or the other. Unfortunately today, it was the other. But they are complying even more so. There's going to be more housing built because of our settlement than if they had just originally approved the 66-unit housing project at Oak Rose. I'm grateful for more housing, but we shouldn't have had to go through this process. The homes that are being built are homes that the city needed. As leaders, the city of Elk Grove, the council, and the mayor should know that. Our housing laws are not suggestions. They are not recommendations. They are not optional for your consideration. They are the law. They are a shall. They are a must. They are a mandatory. You have to follow them. And if cities try to skirt them, try to avoid building the housing we need, try to illegally deny housing proposals, discriminate against communities, as Elk Grove did, the DOJ will hold them accountable. And we will work with our team members in being aggressive. Today is proof. Elk Grove has now agreed to 80 new one-bedroom apartments for lower-income folks. Mind you, the original project was 66 units. So they've already approved 80 units, more units than the original project, and larger units than the original proposal. And the city has also agreed to identify an additional site for more affordable housing development, more homes that must be built in a high-resource area that matches the development capacity of the original illegally denied proposal. So they have the 80 units that they are already committed to. That's moving now, and then there's another zoned area that will be available for 66 additional units. So original project, 66 units. Now we're in the 146 unit range, more units. On top of that, with this settlement, Elk Grove has also agreed to report their ongoing compliance with state housing law. They are going to be issuing monthly reports. They've agreed to be closely monitored by HCD for the next 5 years. So we will be keeping close watch on them. And should they violate the law, should there be a need for enforcement, we have the ability to go to court. The court will retain jurisdiction over Elk Grove's housing decisions going forward. And again, while I'm glad this matter has finally settled and that 80 new homes will be built with 66 waiting in the wings, it's frustrating that it took us getting involved to begin with. When we told, well, The city of Elk Grove should have just followed the law in the first place without the involvement of HCD or DOJ. When they heard from both of us that they were violating the law, they shouldn't have resisted. They shouldn't have made arguments that twisted them in knots. They shouldn't have pretended they were complying with the law. So it's frustrating that we have to do this, but do this we will. We will continue to enforce the law against any city that fails to follow it. And let's just get to the heart of why for a quick second. California is in the grips of a housing crisis. It requires all hands on deck and all tools in the toolbox. Everyone needs to participate in the solution. We have the highest rate of unsheltered people in the nation. More than half of renters spend more than a third of their income on their rent. And those who can even entertain the idea of buying are priced out. It is irrefutably unjust. It's unacceptable. It's unsustainable. It will take action and commitment to addressing the challenge. At the bare minimum, you must comply with the law. So we ask our cities, we demand of our cities, act in good faith, comply with the law, do your part. No city needs to do everything to solve California's housing problem, but every city must do something. Participate in the solution. Build some housing. Do your part. We all have a responsibility. It is a shared responsibility. Don't wait for someone else to do what you should be doing. Do your part. For cities following our housing laws is the bare minimum, and every local government it doesn't just have a legal obligation to tackle this crisis. They have a moral obligation to make space for our neighbors, to create a better future for the next generation, to make California affordable, to make the dream of home ownership a little closer to the reach of everyday Californians. If you believe you're exempt from this responsibility, if you believe this doesn't apply to you, if you think you somehow sit outside the bounds of the law, the governor, Director Velasquez, and my housing justice team will be here to remind you of your duty, of your obligation. So we are grateful that we have this settlement today. Receipts for what we will do, if necessary, when cities violate the law. We hope to never have to do this. We want cities to comply. We want the housing built. We do not seek litigation if it's unnecessary, but if it's necessary because the city makes it necessary, we will pursue it. And we will get results like the results today. We're fed up with cities not building the housing they're supposed to, not following the law. We will continue to enforce. We will continue to be aggressive. We will continue to promote housing justice throughout our state, opportunities for all Californians to live in a state where they can have a place they can call home that's affordable, that's safe, that's secure. Happy to answer questions, but before I do, I want to open it up to and welcome HCD Director Velasquez to say a few words. Then the governor will speak, and then I'll come back for questions. Thank you.